I guess I never told you that when I met you, I found my home that night. An old love story, the one my mother told me. Someone with dreams like mine. Setting up in the mountains, two kids in an old apartment, keeping warm by the fire. Colfax nights and frozen mornings, stoning coffee to make me warmer. Just my own sunrise. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. We walk across the frozen floorboards, we climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a holy drum, our eyes play familiar phrases, your song's the same as mine. Coming home on a Friday night, keep the mountains on your right side. Your smile is smooth as moonshine. Do you remember I promised this? A life that's only always filled with love and magic in the moonlight. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. We walk across the frozen floorboards, we climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a homemade drum, our eyes play familiar phrases, your song's the same as mine. It's a tune you hear a million times but never gets old. It's the way you realize you're turning years to gold. It's the moment that you see we're gonna grow together. We walk across the frozen floorboards, we climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a homemade drum, our eyes play familiar phrases, your song's the same as mine. We walk across the frozen floorboards, we climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a homemade drum, our eyes play familiar phrases, your song's the same as mine. Your song's the same as mine. Your song's the same as mine. You know, your song's the same as
Your wildest dreams tattooed on your ribs, and your finger telling your heart to be still. If you were an eye, you'd be a black one. You get knocked down, but you get back up. But why you dreamers and boxes under your bed. Rabbits and trophies and faded photographs. If you were tired, you'd be a tough one. You spring the leaf, but you patch yourself up. But why you dreamer? But why you dreamer? Don't let it go. Don't lose hope in love. Now why you dreamer? You want the best. You want the best. I'll give you better. I'll give you better than the best. Will you wait on me? Will you wait on me? But why you dreamer? But why you dreamer? Don't let go. Don't lose hope in love. But why you dreamer? I take my shoes off and I stand in the water. It runs freely, and I wonder what it'd be like to live in the beauty a strange world could offer. Can the water wash away all the ways I never tried?
float into the sky, looking back on 1,000 moments that make up a precious life, taking only all the gold of how I loved and how I learned. The rest is paper.
What's good, Knoxville? Thank you so much for listening. This is Tea Time with J and J. Your hosts, JJ Pershing, yours truly, and Jocelyn Goins, who could not be here today, but we're going to shout her out, and she will be back next week. What's good, Jocelyn? Hope you're having fun. She's at a conference, a real estate conference, out of town this weekend. And so we wish her well. Let's talk about what we just played. We have a special guest in studio today. So we've got music and great conversation. So stay tuned. Tea Time with J and J from 10 until noon every Sunday. Then we'll upload the podcast to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeart, all the places. Let's see. Kelsi Walker with Shoes is what you just heard. Shayla McDaniel's brand new single, Wild Dreamer, was before that. And then kicking off the music today was Maggie Tharp's brand new single, Your Song's the Same as Mine. In fact, that's featured on her new EP. And we're going to be talking to Maggie Tharp today. On today's show, we've got one of Knoxville's own, a songwriter whose music feels like a conversation between memory and melody. She's graced stages from Dollywood to the WDVX Blue Plate Special. She's been a 2-time finalist in Tennessee Songwriters Week and has just released her brand new EP right here at home. Her sound has been called eclectic folk pop for dreamers, and I can tell you when Maggie Tharp sings, it feels like she's pulling whole landscapes out of a piano chord or a single lyric. Maggie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. And thank you for that intro. Also, you're a pro at this.
Well,
like
you
got, you've got the poise and like, sounds great. Yeah.
I was listening to Love Maggie.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because it's like a letter.
It's like a love letter. It's my favorite songs. It's a love letter to my friends and to my husband and to music. And that just felt like a good way to sum it up. Actually, my husband came up with that name.
Did he?
So I can't totally take credit
Shout
for
out.
it. Yeah.
What's your husband's name?
Owen.
Owen
Tharp.
Shout out, Owen. Okay. How long have y'all been married?
It'll be 13 years this December.
That is fantastic.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's
yes.
so long. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It really does.
And this will make let's talk about your discography here. You released Between the Trees in 2023. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Love Maggie is your latest EP.
My first. Yeah. Really. Yeah.
But did you release them as singles or did you release, like, how do you, what's your process as far as, like, Shayla McDaniel always uses the cupcake metaphor. Like, she doesn't release full albums. She releases just, like, singles at a time. Like, she's always feeding the algorithm cupcakes.
Oh.
Do you think about those sorts of things when you release it, or what's your sort of process?
That's a great question. I think I am creating my process, actually. So I've been doing music, like, my whole life. But just for whatever reason, recording wasn't something I thought that I could do or knew how to do or just had the time and the resources to do. So that's very new to me, honestly, very new. I released about 5 singles with Owen as, like, Maggie and Owen. You know, we did them, like, in our basement, no mixing and mastering.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, we did them. It was about, I think, like 2020, 2021. And so we did a bunch of singles there. But then the first songs that were really truly like mine, that was Between the Trees. So that was 2 years ago now. And that was a single. I worked with Travis Tench at Oak Hill Audio on that. And that was my good friend Lily Tench. That was like her idea, really. You know, she was like, what if you did a song with Travis? He's got this grant to release some songs. And for whatever reason, I can't even tell you why. I hadn't thought of it. I've been writing songs since I was about 21 or so. And I have a bunch of songs. I've got like 50 or 60. I counted them up. But I don't know. I think we were talking before the show about like the intersection of like, you know, being a woman, and music. And I don't know if this really applies here, but I just, for whatever reason, I just thought like, oh, that's not for me. I can't do that. And still I'm kind of working through getting over some humps of feeling like I actually can do this, like learning what to do. And I'm really,
imposter syndrome is a real thing.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't know what we called it before we called it imposter syndrome. Maybe we just like that sort of that self-confidence or something inside of us that's like, I've got so many other things to do. Do I really want to do? Should I really be? Am I wasting my time?
Am I wasting my time? Is this selfish to pursue this?
Right.
Or like, how do you feel like that comes up for you?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That is such a great question. It comes up in any and everything I want to do. I mean, with the podcast, if it were not for my husband pushing me to upload my podcast and constantly reminding me and things like that, I would have just let it fall by the wayside. Yeah. And I don't know why. It's not that I don't believe I can do it. I do believe I can do it. Yeah. But there are just so many other things that take up my time that sometimes I just get tired. Sometimes I just think, oh my gosh, Yeah. And we talk a lot about, my husband jokes that he's just a master multitasker, and so we'll joke with each other, and he'll say, well, that's okay if I understand you didn't get your show up, you're just not a multitasker, and I laugh, but it's like there's something about the other part of it is I have been trying, especially recently, to distance part of myself from being online or being reading all the mess, right? Because in this day and age, there is so much that isn't even true, that we're just scrolling and scrolling. Yeah. And a lot of it's AI generated. Yeah. We don't even know what the truth is out there, type thing. And it definitely gets depressing, right? It
does. And I think that's part of, you were saying like there's just so much going on, you're just tired sometimes. Yeah. And I think that, at least for myself, that can be like it can be exhausting, to not only just be doing all the things in my life, be doing music and working and being a wife and being a friend and being a daughter, but also just having this backdrop of sometimes dark and sometimes depressing news, and having so much of it, like in the social media landscape, like there's so much there. And it's hard to process everything.
Yes.
It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I get. So I think you and I both, I've been doing radio for almost 20 years.
Wow. What was your first radio job?
I started at WUTK, the college radio station at UT.
So always in Knoxville. Uh-huh. Yeah. 20 years of radio in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. And so many interviews. I have interviewed hundreds of people, and I've got DVDs with interviews and CDs with interviews, and the little tapes when that's the way we recorded them, and electronic files and so on and so forth. And so it's like, I've got this whole, it's sort of like your music. You've got all this material, all of these songs. And it's like, well, what are you going to do with it? Right? Are you going to just keep it in a notebook, or am I going to just keep all these CDs and whatnot? Or am I going to you know what I mean?
Put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's important. And I tell pretty much anyone I can who's thinking about writing or thinking about doing their art to do it. I think I was actually thinking, I have a release show tomorrow, and I was kind of thinking about some of the things I'm going to say. And one thing, I guess we're just like jumping right into it. We're jumping into
Yes.
But one thing I was thinking about was like why, how to talk about like why art is important right now, because like,
yes,
I'm an artist. That's what I do. I find inspiration and things, and I channel that into music. So that's what I do. That's my job. which I'm just now realizing at 37, but like sometimes, and I don't know if other artists or creatives feel this way, but you can feel like, why is what I'm doing important? I'm just sitting here playing on the piano or like writing pretty words and talking about my thoughts and feelings. So why is it important? And, I think it's, for me, I'm still kind of figuring out exactly why it is, but for me personally, art is what like keeps my fire lit, if that makes sense. My light. It keeps my light bright and going. And I've seen what happens when that goes away, like completely. And I just have nothing to give like to anyone. And I've seen what happens when like that light is bright and glowing. I'm talking in like metaphors here, but I think
for
it's
you personally, and then even big picture.
Yeah. And I think it's impossible to give all your energy to your friends and family and your community and the causes you care about if you aren't like making sure that fire stays lit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like a torchbearer. I mean, I'm a UT vol. Did you go to UT?
I didn't.
Okay.
No.
You've been in Knoxville 8-9 years?
I guess it's 7, 8. It was like 2017.
Okay.
8 years. Yeah.
Okay.
8 years. Crazy.
And you came here from?
Colorado.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. That's what we had in common. I was born and raised in Colorado.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm remembering this now.
Okay.
Yes.
You and I last saw each other. It was in 2024.
Yeah.
And you would come down to the studio at WUTK.
Yes.
And
yeah,
so
that was
May.
such a good time.
It was in May. That was such a good time.
Yeah.
And I saw that picture and I thought, I need to upload this picture. Maybe we need to take a few more pictures so we have like a little collage.
Yeah.
But to that point and what you're saying, okay, so as a UT volunteer, right, we have the torchbearer on campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like go forth and learn or whatever it is, like holding the torch, like the Statue of Liberty type thing.
Yeah.
And that Marianne Williamson poem always comes to mind. It's one of my favorites about who am I to it's just about like shining your own light, shine like children do, right? And the torchbearer, like leading the way, lighting the way for others, is such an important metaphor.
Yeah.
And but it's also like the oxygen mask analogy on the airplane, right? Like before I can help everybody else, like I've got to put my own oxygen mask on.
Yeah.
So if I'm struggling to breathe, how in the world am I going to? But at the same time, it's like artists, and I was talking about this to Christina Horn most recently. She was talking about the importance of artists to like she wants to put out beauty into the world. She wants to put out, like her music is something that she wants people to feel feel a light, feel cathartic, feel somehow healed by or type thing. And so there's a lot of stuff that she sees that she feels like through all the mess and all the ugliness, we as artists need to be the beauty amongst the dirt, I guess.
Yeah, I wholeheartily agree with that. Yeah.
And so I think, but again, having so many other things as a woman, as a stepmom, as a caregiver for my mother, different roles that I play, I get caught up, and I enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
I am living my life to the fullest, I feel like. But we need to make room for our art and to share it.
It's not
with
a
people.
selfish thing. It's important. I think if people feel called to create art in some way, they need to follow that. There's a reason for that. There is.
So you've got this EP, Love Maggie, but you've got a whole arsenal of material that is just waiting, like a chest full of toys. I do. Just waiting to
I'm trying to record. I'm trying to like give the illusion that I've been like releasing all this time. Like, I'm trying to like create a body of work here. Yeah. So I do want to put out, I'm probably going to be doing a little secret surprise project sometime this winter.
Okay.
And then I want to do a longer album next year, releasing next year. So I've got to get on it like basically right now, that's how that goes. Yeah. Like when I leave here, I probably should go start working on it.
I was thinking about
takes so long.
Christmas is right around the corner, and I had a couple goals for by Christmas, and I thought, gosh, yeah, I need to get on that.
How do you set goals? Like, I know that's kind of a side question, but I'm just interested.
I have to make lists. I have a planner. I have a paper planner
person.
And yes, and it's one where you can write in the months and the days and whatever, so you can be as artistic and cool with it as you want to be. But I'm a list maker. And if I don't have a list, I mean, it's just not getting done. And so that's what I do. I start writing the list of everything especially when my mind is all jumbled.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, like how am I supposed to remember all this? And so I just make a long list of everything that I need to do. And then I just break it up. Many tasks. And so
you're a planner for sure. You're like, yeah. My friend has this like way of doing things. She actually does not write to-do lists. I was talking to her the other day and she was like, I actually just don't do to-do lists anymore. And I was like, what? You don't do to-do lists? And she's like, yeah, I just do stuff and I don't look on my phone. And I don't know. I just listen to podcasts when I like want a break. And I was like, wow, I don't know if I could do that. Like not have a to-do list, but it works for her. So I was trying that a couple of days and I was like, I actually got stuff done. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been your process with other goals in your life?
With other goals. Yeah. I feel like there have definitely been times when I was not that goal driven. And I think it's for different reasons. I think I wasn't goal driven when I was doing things that really weren't my like true calling. And I think that probably should have been assigned to me if I just wasn't feeling the ambition and the drive and the motivation to like excel in these things. When it comes to music, I could work 24/7 and I feel like never get tired of it and actually get more excited about what I'm doing.
Yes.
So with music, I have like spreadsheets. I'm like a spreadsheet person. So I have like the big goals in a spreadsheet and I just try to check it like I have spreadsheets for everything. I have spreadsheets for like my finances and like all that stuff. And I just make sure I'm like looking at it every day to make sure I'm like moving towards what I said I was going to do. So that's kind of how I do it. Yeah.
Okay. You're a little type A too.
There's definitely some type A, but like a little bit of chaos also.
Yeah.
And I'm accepting that,
Oh my gosh. Yes. I was thinking of this room we have upstairs and I still have Christmas stuff just not entirely put into the closet or whatever.
Just leave it.
You know what I mean?
Like 2 more months.
And I know, and the boys go in there and they're just like, I mean, like, is that just your Christmas room or like, what is that? And I'm like, well, it's a spare bedroom. Well, if they want to hang out, why can't I hang out in the spare bedroom, or whatever. And so it's like I'm a list maker, but then there are those other things that I just can't be bothered by.
Yeah.
It's mad. And I know it's maddening for my husband too, but he loves me. What is he going to do? I was listening to the EP in the order.
Oh, awesome.
That you had them.
Yeah.
And because I figure every artist puts them in order for a reason. And so that's just how I like to do it. And I love to, when I'm listening to new music, I like to drive around and listen to it.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I was noticing a theme, a couple themes in the EP. There's a lot of driving.
Yeah, 2 songs with highway in the title. My band was like, you got to change that name. I'm like, I don't. What else am I going to call it? So I just shortened it to like HWY in one of them to make it slightly different. So, and I'll tell you. Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
So the first track. So a lot of driving. We'll come back to that, and then just this sort of mountainous sort of landscape and I thought that was really cool because mountains can be so metaphorical and also as a landscape, as a backdrop, just beautiful. And, coming from Colorado and now we're in Tennessee or whatever. I mean, you got the Rocky Mountains, you got the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
But let's start with the first song.
Yeah.
Talks about you're driving and it's like, okay, a highway 23 to 74 to 40.
Yes.
And I said, okay, is she coming from North Carolina? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm glad you caught that. And there was one time my drummer was like, I just now realized you're actually saying actual highway names. I'm like, yeah. I hear that in there. So I used to live in Silva, North Carolina. Do you know where that is?
No.
Have you been there? It's like an hour west of Asheville.
Okay.
So like even further, there is a whole hour of North Carolina there beyond Asheville. But it's way west. It's probably like 30 minutes from the border of Tennessee. And those are actual highway names. So I had to kind of move it around a little bit because it's not exactly the highways I took, but if I was coming from Dillsboro, which is just south of Silva, I would take 23 to 74 to 40.
Okay.
And that's how you get to 40 going west to Tennessee. So that is, this was written years after I was kind of at this place in my life, but I met Owen when I lived in North Carolina, and he was finishing up college, so he was kind of back and forth between Knoxville, where his parents live, and North Carolina. So I was thinking about a time like driving west to see him, and I had this idea of like a road song, a driving song, and I love 70s music, like yacht rock. So it all just kind of like worked together.
Has that vibe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The yacht rock vibe. And you talked about running the gas tank to empty, and you hate that. And I thought,
have you done that ever? Has that happened to you?
I have run out of. I am not one of those people that like when it gets about to a quarter of a tank, I fill up.
Oh, you're a planner. Oh, I forgot. Yes, that's right. No, you're like, okay, yeah.
But with two stepsons and picking kids up from school and so on and so forth, and driving out to Farragut for work, and then dashing across town to North Knoxville to pick up the kid, and then I got to go to Sam's to get dinner or whatever. There was a time that I ran out of gas.
Oh,
and I had I think he was 12 at the time. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing to this poor 12-year-old? But I ran out of gas. I thought, I have enough. Faith and fumes. And pulled into Sam's at Easttown, and it died right there by Zaxby's. And so anyhow, called the husband. Husband came. I tried to solve the problem myself because I didn't want to call.
Oh, you didn't want to be like, I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
But so what about you?
So at the time that I wrote that lyric, I hadn't run out of gas.
Okay.
It was just kind of, I just liked the sound of that. I liked the storytelling of that. But I actually, about a year after I wrote that, I did run out of gas on the highway in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia.
Oh, no.
It was my fault. You know how like the car was like, you have 40 miles left. Like it has the digital readout.
Yes.
So I was looking at that. I wasn't looking at
the lies.
Meter. It totally lies. It said I had 40 miles left. And I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait and get gas
like 20
at the
miles,
next one. I'll be fine.
20, 25 miles, it'll be fine.
Yeah, so I'm like half a mile from the exit. I can see the exit, and then the car just starts to slow down. I was like, what's going on? Like, what's it doing? Is this some energy saving thing? And I was like, oh no, it's running out of gas. So I just like veered over, and it's just like, was it 70? I don't know. It's a busy, people are going fast. It's like middle of nowhere, West Virginia. People are just, so I veered over to the side and I got off of the highway. Thank goodness. That I wasn't just sitting there with people swerving around me, and people are still just going by. So I like crawled over to the passenger seat, so I'm further away from and I called my husband, and he didn't answer. Which it's totally. And I called my dad, and he didn't answer. But then I called my father-in-law, and he did answer. And he was like, all right, well, you got to do this and this and this. And I was like, okay. And so I called 911 or something. I don't know. I called not 911. I called like the police
Okay.
station or whatever. But before they could come out, the West Virginia Highway Patrol just drives up. Like I wasn't there for 5 minutes, and they drive up, and this Cam, I'll never forget his name, Cam, gets out, super sweet guy, gives me a gallon of gas, follows me to the exit to make sure I got. Okay, so I'm very thankful to the Highway Patrol of the
Shout out
Courtesy
West
Patrol.
Virginia Highway
Yes.
Patrol.
Yeah, they are like, I don't know what I would have done, honestly. I'm so grateful to them. I don't, yeah.
Well, it could, because in this day and age, if some random person pulls over to help, you think, okay, are you gonna
Yeah, I had no
are
idea.
you
I was
gonna
like, what's
murder me
going
in the
on? Who's
woods
this?
or
Yeah, I know.
right?
No, but he was like so nice, and he was
Thank
like, he was like, I
goodness.
just started my shift. I just saw you, and I was like, wow, that just worked out perfectly. So very grateful
Very cool.
to West Virginia.
So was that the one and only time you run out of gas?
Yes. Since then, I've gotten a lot better. If it gets down to a quarter tank, I'm like, fine, I'll go get gas. I don't know why it's like the one thing I don't like to do. It's such a small task. I just don't want to do it.
My mom, that was our upbringing, man. Like, our mom, single mom, 2 kids, working multiple jobs,
Yeah.
but it's like we were always driving around on faith.
Yeah.
And I remember a few times like running out of gas and helping push the car to and it was a little Honda hatchback.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we're running out on the highway and grandpa or somebody having to come out and help and so on. So I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, I did it with the kid in the car and it wasn't the end of the world.
It wasn't the end of the world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he grows up to, not ever run out of gas, well then lesson learned or whatever.
There you go.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to the album Highway Love, and then Shed My Tears.
Oh yeah, that one was
Is the
fun.
second? Is that the second one?
I believe that is the second one, or maybe it's. I should know this.
Wait, it's
I did write
let me
it.
see.
Maybe that's the third one.
Your song is
song's
the third
same as
one.
mine.
Your
Yeah.
song's the same as mine.
Yeah.
And that was that really felt like a love letter to me. That really felt like
it's straight out of my story with Owen.
It's in the title, right? Like
Yeah.
the story's kind of in the title, but take us through it.
Yeah. Well, it's really kind of the story of me and Owen and like how we met and our years living North Carolina and then Colorado and back here. I can't remember exactly when I wrote that song, but we're both musicians, and we've always felt, we were actually talking about this morning. We've always felt that we were just like kind of like two of a kind, like we were the same vibe, just same. We knew from when we met each other that was it.
Where did you meet? How did you meet?
We met in a bar.
Okay.
I was actually performing outside with my band, Maggie and the Romantics. And it was like a beer garden, like an outdoor beer garden. And the door to the outdoor beer garden opens, and in walks this cute, long-haired hippie musician. And I was like, oh, he looks cute. And we like locked eyes. We like looked at each other and we started talking afterwards. And like we didn't. I think we might have become Facebook friends after that. That's like what you did back then.
Right.
Yeah. 14 years ago now. And we just started seeing each other around town, like without even trying. Like I would run into them at the coffee shop. I would just see him places. I was like, okay, this is something. So then we got together to, we were going to plan a jazz jam at a restaurant in town. Like that was the reason. And then we ended up hanging out for like 10 hours straight. Like we got together at like 11 in the morning and just kept hanging out. Like we kept just like walking around town, talking. And I think that's how you know?
Yeah.
When you just can't stop.
You can't stop, and it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's not forced. You're not nervous.
Right.
You're just like, this is the best time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we just kept that going. We're like, I guess let's just hang out for the next, several decades.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
Yeah. So it's basically, it's our story.
Okay.
And it's us in a nutshell. Yeah.
I love it. And then the album, and it's nice. It's you're grooving along. Highway Love, okay, the kind of yacht rock. Your song's the same as mine. Like, oh, okay, that's
Sweet
got a
indie,
nice tempo.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And then Shed My Tears comes on, and I'm just like, whoa,
Yeah.
like, where's my Aquanet? Because I felt like a little like big hair band.
It's got a little bit of rock,
It's got
a little bit
like,
of heart, you know,
yeah, like 80s rock kind
Yeah.
of feeling.
Yeah.
And I really liked that one.
I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So talk about putting that one together. And then where did you record?
I recorded the first tracks at Orlation Studios. Do you
Where's
know where
that?
that is? It's down. So I should know the street. So if you're going towards Knoxville, right before you get to the bridge, you go right, you get to like Kearns, or not Kearns, but like you go down towards like Honeybee and stuff.
Yeah.
And left is like down this hill next to those apartments. I'm really giving
Like
like
Sevier?
southern directions now.
Severe out, like South Knoxville?
Yeah. So if you go right, you go off to Sevier Avenue.
Uh-huh.
If you go left, you go like down this hill.
Yes.
It's down there.
Baker
Yeah.
Street bottom type.
Yeah, I think that's
down
yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
Print Shop.
Print Shop is the other way.
Okay.
But
was
I wish I
looking at
knew
the-
the name of the. You know what I'm talking about?
Blunt.
Yes. Yeah.
Blunt
Uh-huh.
Avenue or whatever.
I
It's
think
at,
so. Yeah.
Like way downhill by those apartments. Now I know. Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm with you. Now I'm driving with you. Okay. All right. So it's down that way.
So we did the first, and actually, this wasn't going to be like the EP that it is now. Like this originally was not going to be like a big like release for me. I was like, I've been playing with a band, and I wanted to get more band gigs. I wanted to play more full band shows, so I wanted to be able to show venues like what the full sound is like. You know, just to be like. I know that on Instagram, it just looks like me and a piano, but I have a full band, you know? So that was the original goal of it, was to just like capture that sound. So we just went in thinking it was kind of going to be like a demo in a way, like a, you know, a well-produced demo. But then Owen started working on it, and he started like arranging it and moving things around. And it just started to sound really good. And we added like background vocals, and I was like, oh, this thing like deserves to get some like, you know, some attention. I want to make sure I pay homage to all the work that so many people put into it. Cause like, it is such a labor of love for so many people. Like it's, I don't know. I know there definitely are people around here who do albums just by themselves, and that is incredible. But there was a bunch of people who worked on this one. So
Shout out some of the folks you've been working with. And who's in your band?
So the band, so Owen, my husband, is the guitar player.
Okay.
Hunter Deacon on drums. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great drummer. And Nick Horner on bass.
Nice.
Yeah. And now actually Jessica Watson on acoustic guitar and banjo.
Okay.
She's not on this album, but she has joined the band recently. So she's amazing. I love her so much. And she sings as well, has an amazing voice.
Keep talking. I want to make a note of that.
Yeah, so that's the band. I also have two backup singers who occasionally sing with me. Darian Pagano, who also plays with the Alternates.
Yeah.
Oh, you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you know her?
The Alternates came in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Trip and she and Nick.
Yeah.
Horner.
And Nick,
yes.
yeah. So yeah, we're a lot of us are just like in each other's bands.
Yeah.
So, and then also Maddie McCullough, who is an amazing singer-songwriter in her own right. And she's also sung some songs with me. Beautiful voice.
I have not met her yet, I don't think, but I've played her music.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah.
Her songs from my Double Wide EP.
Yes.
That's so good. Yeah, if you haven't heard that one, it's amazing. Yeah, so that's who's in the band. And that's actually the full lineup that's going to be at the release show tonight. So everyone's going to be there. I just kept adding more singers. It's going to be great. We have 5 people singing at one time. It's going to be so fun.
much fun.
I can't wait.
Now the show is at Flock.
Yes.
Where is that at?
It is where it is on Sutherland. Let me get the actual address for you.
Okay.
I will pull that up. Yeah, so it's down like near the kombucha place.
Yes.
On Sutherland. And let's see. You're probably going to find it faster than I can.
Flock Beer and Wine.
Yeah, Flock Beer and Wine. Here we go. 2924 Sutherland Avenue.
And it kicks off at what time?
Doors open at 6 and we'll start around 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've got an open house to host later this afternoon. and then I'll go home. I'll take off that name tag, and then I'll come down and see y'all.
Just doing all the things. I'm
It's
impressed.
so
Yeah.
much fun.
I'm excited. It's going to be real fun.
Let's go back. I want to talk through a couple more songs, Northern Highway and The Sea, and then I want to take a musical break and let's play a few.
Let's do it. Awesome.
We'll play a couple, and then that way, we'll save a few in our pocket, and you have to come to the EP release show tonight at Flock to hear the rest.
Yeah.
Type thing. Okay, Northern Highway. So there was your other song about driving.
Yes, my other highway song. Just love highways.
And The Sea. Tell me break those down for me.
Northern Highway. I wrote that. So about a year ago, I got let go from my job, my full-time marketing job, this happened to a bunch of people. A bunch of people have been in that place.
I had sworn when you had told me you had to switch your schedules for work or whatever, and I thought that's not the work that she was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's yeah. So I got let go. And as anyone who's been through that knows, like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's really, thanks. I appreciate that. All in all, it's really worked out like for the best, I will say. It took a long time to see that side, and then when you're in it, when it just happens, like, the last thing you want to do is be like, oh, there's probably a silver lining here,
Right.
Because like it's surprisingly, I don't know if it's surprising. Of course, you think like you get laid off, it's going to be really hard. And then it is, and it's harder than you expect because it really gets at like the core of who you are as a person.
Right.
And you suddenly like have all
Start
this
feeling,
time.
well, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And before, like, you're like, oh, the idea of just unlimited time, free time sounds amazing. And then maybe it is for like a day or so, a couple days. And then you're like, a lot of time to think about my thoughts and sit with my feelings and think about who I am as a person. And wow, this is like really hard. This isn't fun at all. I want a job so I can just, not focus on all the thoughts.
Right.
So it was rough. It was fine at first, and then it got rough, and then it got really bad, and then it slowly started to get better, and now I'm good.
Okay.
So that was the journey there. But I wrote Northern Highway a little bit after losing the job, maybe a couple months or so. But I think sometimes when I'm going through a hard time, my instinct is to want to escape in some way, like to escape, but also maybe like go back home or to a place that feels like home to figure out who I am again, see my roots again and figure out where I'm going. And so I wrote that song thinking about kind of this idea of escape. And for me, like home, even though I didn't grow up near the mountains, but the mountains feel like home to me. And there are multiple mountains that are special to me, the Rocky Mountains, these mountains, the mountains in New York. And so that's kind of the general idea of the song. And I really wanted to kind of create an atmosphere, kind of like you were saying Christina does, and create an atmosphere that just described the feeling I get when I'm like in those mountains, escaping to those mountains. So that was kind of the story about that. So the idea came from the place I was at after losing my job. But it also ties in a bit of like my love for the mountains.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For the longest time, for years. So I've been in Knoxville since 2005, late 2004, 2005. And my grandparents still lived in Colorado. And so I would always talk about going home, and home was always Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going home for the weekend. Oh, I'm going home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And there is just something about just that descent into Denver International, DEN, when it used to be DIA. But that descent into Denver, and then, picking up the rental car or whatever, and driving those old highways that I used to drive when I first learned how to drive and things like that. And there is something just so comforting.
Yeah.
Like a
absolutely.
hug.
I can hear it in the way you're describing it.
And so, and then walking into Grandma and Grandpa's door and the smell of their house or whatever. Well, so I lost my grandpa in 2013, and then I lost Grandma in 2020.
I'm sorry.
And even after that, still going home, going to her house, just felt it still felt the same way. It was just like it was just that comfort and the smell of her house. Well, it was a real ugly when people die, family that you never thought was possible start with her will and the estate. And it was a big to do. And my mom and I wanted to keep the house, and my cousin did not. She wanted the money. She wanted the money just as quickly as she could get it. and it was awful. And we tried to talk about it. And anyhow, it has been. So in 2023 is when the legal battle started, and it is literally just ending now.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's been 2 years of this just like feeling like, and I went back to Colorado in August, beginning of August, for my 30th high school reunion. And I drove past the house, my grandparents' house, that's no longer my family home. And even driving from the airport into northern Colorado, it felt different. It just, and so I don't know. I had thought I need to write a song, or I need to write about that feeling, because I need to get it off my chest and out of my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's not good keeping it all in my head and just regurgitating those same thoughts and feelings or whatever. And so, and grandma and grandpa wouldn't want me to do that.
Yeah.
But there is something just so cathartic about home. And then that was the other side of the coin. I mean, I'm married now. I have this wonderful family. I have a great house. I have a great life. And I need to lean in to the idea that this is home.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through all that.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry about your grandparents too. You know, I know those things kind of can stay with you for years after.
Yeah.
I know how that is. Yeah. But I love that you're finding like home here too. You know, that this feels like home to you.
Right.
Also.
Well, and change is inevitable. And,
it is. Yeah.
And so on. But and also what I love about Knoxville is we were talking before the show about different artists or artists I was playing. Oh, I know her. Oh, I know her. Oh, yeah. And then, I mean, half of the folks that I've interviewed are in your band, you know, or whatever. Yeah. And so it's like our music community here is so close-knit and helpful. And if ever you felt like you needed a home, I think an artist could find a home.
Absolutely.
Here.
Absolutely. I've seen that so many times, so many people. Everyone knows everyone. Knoxville is like by far my favorite place I've lived. And I've loved the places I've lived. I loved Colorado. I loved North Carolina. Love the mountains there. But Knoxville is my favorite. There is something special about it. There really is, especially the artist community. There's just so many people doing like such incredible things with music here.
And it's a sizable city, but it still has this small town feel.
Yes. Small enough that you like run into people you know wherever you go.
Literally anywhere you go.
Yeah. I love it. That's what I had in Silva. You know, I'd walk down the street and see 5 people I knew before I like got, you know, to the restaurant. And it's the same here. I love it so much.
That is awesome. And then the sea.
Yeah. The Sea is my favorite song, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you had a favorite.
Yeah, probably The Sea. It's at the end because it's the one that I close all of my shows with. And it's the way that I talk about it when I perform is The Sea is essentially about my story with music and my philosophy with music. It's why I do music. And a big part of that is that I grew up watching my dad play music. He has a whole other full-time job, statistician, scientist, but he always played music on the side. And he wrote songs and he sang, played piano and guitar. And that was always the backdrop to my life. That and the music that he would play, like Paul Simon and Carole King and all that stuff. And he had this saying that was essentially being a musician is like being able to turn straw into gold. I don't know if he like made that up or if he got that somewhere, but that stuck in my head all these years. And the way I interpret it is that when you're a musician, you have the ability to kind of pull pull something like out of thin air, out of nothing. You know, you're creating just something. What is a song really? You know, what even is it? And you're turning it into something that is just, that can be so meaningful to people.
Yes.
That can cause like emotional reactions in people, like bring up memories, you know, cause action. And it's kind of magical. And so that's the soul of that song. That's the essence of it. There.
To invoke, to have the power to invoke a feeling, like a visceral sort of reaction out of people is very powerful.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like a blessing and just like a privilege.
Yeah.
To have like a life where you can do that in any way.
And I think especially in times of turmoil or when people are feeling uneasy about something, it's easy to, well, it's hopeful. I mean, it feels like hope. I mean, musicians can just sort of feel that uneasiness and just sort of comfort it, soothe it.
Yeah. I agree. And I've seen that with other people and with myself. And it's great to be able to do that. And I think even like, you know, being like kind of I guess I'm like a middle-class artist, middle-class musician. You know what I mean? Like being just like kind of an everyday artist, you're not like a super mega star or something. Sometimes, you know, questions can come up of like, does it matter? You know, like, and I'm sure many artists think about that all the time. But I think even if you just like influence one person, that's still incredible. Like people, there's so much competing for attention these days, like so many distractions. People are hearing music 24/7 all the time, seeing, you know, content 24/7. So the fact that someone, even just one person, would take the time to like listen and connect with something that you wrote is actually like pretty incredible.
Pretty meaningful, yes.
You know, that's not to be taken for granted. And I try never to do that, you know.
Well, let's take a break. It's 6 minutes after 11 o'clock right here on Tea Time. We're speaking with Maggie Tharp about her brand new EP just released Friday, 2 days ago. And then the EP release show is this evening at Flock on Sutherland Ave in Knoxville. And so let's listen to a couple songs and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more. I'm going to start with the C since you said that is your favorite. And then I want to play Shed My Tears.
Awesome.
Okay.
And I woke up on a Friday, drank some water for my headache, conversations in a hallway. I think I said too much, but anyway, took a new job just to get paid. Lost myself there in the same old, same old, same. Watched my time pass like waves on waves on waves, and pushed my music to the next day. And I called my own bluff before I even got started. I kept pushing it off like I was some kind of martyr. And when the going got rough, I admit that I faltered. I was made for the sea, and still I fear the water. Even though everything is bound to fade away, I'll still be here as long as I've got strength to play. Shed my tears, but you'll never get the best of me. I've been sleeping in shadows. I've been walking through a maze. Your words made a diamond cage, but I think I finally found the key. I'm retracing my steps, trying to find the secrets I missed. They've been calling it guilty, guilty, but the only one who hears is me. Like a book, it's been written pages. I can't burn your taunting unbidden. Do your worst. Shed my tears, but you'll never get the best of me. Throw these stones in the river, like I'm throwing off your grass. walk across the frozen floorboards. We climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a homemade drum. Our eyes play familiar phrases. Your song's the same as mine. We walk across the frozen floorboards. We climb up a secret stairway, taking them two at a time. Your heart beats a homemade drum. Our eyes play familiar phrases. Your song's the same as mine. Your song's the same as mine. Your song's the same as mine. You know. Your song's the same as You can find me on some northern highway, running like a lover to my one soulmate. I'm gonna take the road with a map that's faded. You were the one who said this is your escape. Haven't felt this peace since 2013. Walking with my eyes closed, just like my dreams. All those empty screens, they gave me nothing but a misguided way of coping.
Maggie Tharp, Northern Highway. Before that, we played 2 other tracks from her brand new EP. We played Shed My Tears and The Sea. Oh, we also played Your Song's the Same as Mine. We were just sitting here talking.
We were. You're so fun to talk to.
And just have a lot in common. And we were talking off air. You're listening to Tea Time with J and J. This is your host, JJ Pershing. I'm here with my friend Maggie Tharp, and we're talking about her brand new EP. So we were talking a little bit off air about some of the different podcasts we listen to and so on and so forth. But one thing I wanted to circle back to in this conversation and of self-care and self-care in terms of, we were talking about goal setting earlier, but helping ourselves be our best selves is not always a fluid point A to point B sort of situation, right? I mean, it's like moguls or whatever, or it's like, I mean, it's just like sometimes we go off in a completely other direction and then only to come back or whatever. And you were talking about the job. The job you lost or the reduction in force, multiple people were laid off, and how tough that is. And especially when you get some semblance of your sense of self from your work ethic, from your job. Which I do,
Are you the same way? Like, I feel like I grew up, my dad like worked really hard. He was a statistician, and I really just embodied a lot of that. And like my job was always part of my self-image.
Yes. And I always, always wanting to do my best and always putting in more hours. And I took it to unhealthy places, you know what I mean? And so, for several years, most recently, up until a couple years ago, I was in property management and I was a property manager of a multifamily apartment community. And it was a lot of responsibility. And it was, I would get to work early. I would stay late. I'd work on the weekends, like all of these things. And then it's just, and then COVID happened. And then the company, as soon as people started returning to work and you could go to the grocery store again and so on and so forth, started implementing, it was 8%. And then it was 15%. And then it was 30% rate increases upon renewal. And so having to tell people on fixed incomes, your rent is going to go up, $380 next month.
God.
And they're like, but I'm not making another $380 a month. Like, I just don't have it. Like,
where's this supposed to come from?
How am I supposed to, if I cancel my car insurance, if I only buy $50 worth of groceries for the month, and I mean, families are having to make these decisions, and still even right now, but it got to be, it's like, I know this is part of the job, but this does not feel good. And, I put so much of myself into my job, and it's who I am and how I identify, and American. That's the problem with Americans anyway, right? Like, if you go to other countries or whatever, and somebody asks who you are, so often Americans will say, I'm so-and-so, and I am where they work. Right, you know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you go to these other countries, and it's so much more, I don't know a great word.
Well, your job isn't the only thing.
Your job does not
defines you.
And so I was doing this job, and I was identifying, as this job. And then it's just like, but this job is doing things that are just not how I would treat people. And at the end of the day, I mean, it is how you treat people is everything. The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or treat others as you wish to be treated, sort of thing. And so my mom had had a stroke. And my husband and I had been discussing moving her in with us. And so, and I could take care of her. And so that was part of that transition. So left property management.
You left property management. Okay.
Got my real estate license. started my own business, caring for other elder ladies.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yes.
Yeah. When we talked like 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just starting it.
Yes.
Right. I
Okay,
was
and
just
you're still
starting
doing
it.
that.
And I'm still doing it.
Okay.
And it's just everything I hoped it could be. I mean, it's
Oh, that's
just,
great.
but still, I mean, there's more growth, And so that gets us back to what you were talking about, how with your music, I mean, you've been writing songs, you've played the piano since you were how old?
7.
Okay. And so you've been a musician your entire life, but you haven't, when we look at your Spotify, there's not a lifetime worth of
No.
music
Yeah.
yet. You've done other things.
Yeah. I've done other things. There was a whole time in my life when and I think probably other artists can relate to this, but I just I didn't want to do music. I don't know why. I think just doing it, maybe it reminded me of how much I could be doing if I had the time. I was working, my first job was a journalist. I worked full time as a journalist for 2.5 years. And then I was still in newspapers, but in administration for another 2 years or so. And then I got into marketing. So I always had these other jobs on the side, and I was always performing with different bands, always writing, but just not releasing it, not trying to promote myself as an artist. Really in any way. It was just my life. I can't actually imagine not ever doing music again. That would be so sad. But yeah, it wasn't a linear path at all. I think people kind of imagine that it is, it's oh, here's this person, they want to be an artist, and they move headfirst towards that goal, and everything just goes up, and then either they become a famous artist or they don't, and they stop. And it's not as simple as that ever. It's you go for it for a while, but then it gets frustrating, and you have to work a day job, and you have to clean your house, and there's other things that you have to do, and you can't spend all your time on art. And I'm at a place now where I work part-time at a place, Knoxville in town, and I work part-time doing music, a bunch of different gigs. I work at Dollywood some.
Wait, where do you work?
Knoxville.
You do?
I do. Do you go there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
It's such a
gosh.
lovely store.
I wanted to, what is the owner's name?
Michaela.
That's right. I had emailed her several months ago, but she was doing that internship in Washington.
Oh, right. Yes.
And then I just saw some news on Instagram the other day. She's thinking about running for Congress.
She is. Yeah. She launched yesterday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, now I really
Yeah.
need to have her on the show.
You need to.
And
Yeah.
so, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm sure she'd love to come on the show, right, and talk to me. And then I thought, well, dang, she's got hundreds of thousands of followers. I would be so appreciative if you would come on my show. But I thought that was really cool, and I think Knoxville, what she's doing is awesome. And
It's such a cool store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So you work there part time. So I totally interrupted
yes.
you.
Oh, no, you're good.
Fangirled
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I work there part time, and then music makes up the other part of my income, and I'm so glad to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's okay. It's okay that it wasn't a straight line. It's okay that you're doing it now.
Yeah. And no one's path is really a straight line, and then expecting that it's going to be sometimes is kind of frustrating, when it doesn't go according to plan. But I've just tried to keep just following music, trying to play as much music as I can. Yeah.
And then the other thing was this concept of showing up for ourselves and sort of positive self-talk, I think, is an important aspect. I was reading something yesterday about, I can't even remember where it was. I think it might have been in the New York Times. I don't remember. I was scrolling, but it was just talking about how not to self-sabotage. And it's unfortunate because I didn't get to that part of the how to. I just got the examples at the beginning,
self-sabotage.
I'm going to get up tomorrow early and I'm going to go to the gym or whatever. And then you don't wake up early, you don't go to the gym. And then you think, well, I'm going to upload this podcast, or whatever. And then you just make time for everybody else except for uploading your podcast. And it's like those sorts of little things where you don't show up for yourself or you don't do something you told yourself you were going to do. Adds up over time.
It does.
And then a year's gone by.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I have shown up for work. I've shown up for my mom or my husband or whomever, whatever your other people are. You've shown up for everything else, but you haven't shown up for yourself.
Yeah. I totally been there. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have. Like it's easy to just get caught up in like the day-to-day of life and not keep these like promises to yourself. I think this was like a Threads post I saw that I'm referencing now, but that's where we get our news and stuff.
Yes.
But it was something like, don't fall into this trap that I did. I'm like 35 or whatever. And this is what I fell into in my 20s. I just felt like I had all this time to do stuff later. And then in my 30s, I'm like, oh no, time is like limited. Time goes by, 1 year you're 30, 7 years later you're 37. Look at that.
Right.
Look at that. Time passed, like as it does. And it does. And it's really funny, like how time really does pass pretty fast. But then it's I think in some ways I fell into that trap myself, but I'm proud of myself that I kept doing music in some way along the way. And all of that, it's not like wasted time. It never is wasted time. Because if you look back, you can see, I think anyone can see this. You can see how little things in your life prepared you to become you at whatever, your best version, wherever you are at that moment. Like maybe, maybe you had like a small job that like led to this and led to this. Like there's that time was not wasted. It was never wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah. You couldn't be who you are if you didn't go through like those rough times. I think about that with losing the job. Like I would not like be who I am now. I probably would still be going down kind of like a medium road, like not pursuing things in the way I know I can and want to. And I'm at the end of it, I'm grateful for that, like kind of dark time, honestly, that turned out for the better.
I was watching this show called The Good Fight. And it's got Christine Baranski in it.
Okay.
And it's a real liberal leaning show.
Yeah. The Good Fight. Okay.
The Good Fight. And season 3. So season 1 starts off when President Trump was elected the first time. And Christine Baranski, she plays a partner, a lawyer at this law firm. And she slams the remote down and storms out of the room. She just can't watch it. Well, season 3, I think, opens up with she's in a dream where Hillary Clinton was the president or had become the president. And so she's going about her day, and then it comes to be, she finds out she's got to meet with a client. Oh, which client is coming in? Harvey Weinstein. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
How are we? Well, it took a different trajectory, right? Hillary Clinton got elected. There was no Me Too movement. And because there was no Me Too movement, there didn't need it, right?
Right.
We didn't need Me Too because we had a woman in office doing the things,
so they were kind
or
of
exploring,
exploring,
and so they were exploring this whole what if, and so it just, and so then there was no Harvey Weinstein, whatever that, and no,
I'm gonna have to watch that, The Good Fight.
Yes, and so I mean, it was crazy to think about, and then you think, but literally, this is what life is like, because had I taken different steps, had I moved back to Colorado after I finished school, to be closer to my grandparents, I wouldn't have met my husband, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And all these things. I might still be living in their house. I might still have the joy of having their house and my
Yeah.
family. Maybe I'd have a relationship with my cousin, you know, maybe we
Right,
wouldn't be
right.
like enemies or whatever. So it's like, it's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off. Some things might be better. Some things you might not have. Some things that are so dear to you, you know.
Yes.
Like, and we can never know. You can just never know, like, what actually would happen.
And so a question I wanted to pose to you was, it had come up in a line of questioning several weeks ago, and I had posed it to Jocelyn, but it was, if you could send a postcard to your future self, let's say 10 years from now, if you could send a postcard, whatever you could write on the postcard, you could send it to yourself, what would you say?
That's a really, really good question. You know what's funny? I'll write notes to my future self sometimes. Sometimes, like, if I'm just going through something, I'll flip to like a page in my notebook, like way in the future, and I'll just write something down. And I'll tell you one note I actually did write to myself. So I told you I had like the hard time after losing the job.
Yeah.
This is actually part of what Shed My Tears is about, actually. I had like a complete mental breakdown. It was not good. Like, it was really, you know, it was bad. Anyone who's gone through that knows, you know, you just lose your sense of self. You lose like everything. And you have this feeling of like, is anything going to be okay? Like, ever again? Am I ever going to feel better? Because I feel so bad, like, all the time.
So low, right.
And I just can't, you know, something's broken. I just can't get back to where I am. But so therapy was helpful. My good friends were helpful. Owen, music actually pulled me out of it in a really big way. I got a substitute piano thing at Dollywood, or I played for one of the shows there.
Cool.
And that actually like really pulled me out of it. The joy of like playing that music all the time, like working with those musicians, what really helps me recover. And I started to feel so much better. And I realized that that experience had made me so much more resilient. I had learned that I can get through like incredibly uncomfortable, difficult feelings, and they will not take me down. I can get through them. My life will keep going on. And I learned like resilience, like in the face of that. And I'm like the person I am because of that experience. And I remember when I was getting back to like 100%, but I noticed this resilience that I'd gained. And I wrote a note, like several, you know, quite a bit out in my notebook that was like, you have like learned resilience. You've gained this new kind of resilience. What are you doing with it?
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah. And I don't know why, that's just what I chose to do at that time. And I came across it. I can't remember exactly what the day was. But I have thought about that so many times. And when it comes to music, that applies all the time. You know, like it is something that's important to me. It's important to me because I also get to like lift up other musicians. And so it applies to that, to the resilience. It applies to kind of just like being a human right now, being a person, to not let all of this darkness kind of like take you down. Like to remember that like you can get through it. And I'm like very privileged to live like a relatively like safe life myself.
Yes.
But I've tried to do what I can to, you know, as far as like calling my elected officials, donating, just trying to like stay aware. I've tried to do what I can there. So I think it's going to like, that helps me now, and it will help me like in the future as well.
Maggie, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you for asking the question.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the postcard would be like, what are you doing with that resilience? What are you doing now with it? You know, like, are you still using that? Like, yeah.
Being ever mindful. And it's never too late to start.
No, never. No.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's never too late to start and show up for yourself. So what is your so what is your plan now? You're coming on, you're going to join Becky Grace. Is it this Thursday?
Yes, this Thursday night.
This coming Thursday
Yeah.
for Local Honey from
Yes,
6 to
I'm
8
so
right here
excited.
on Radio KCM. That's going to be a great conversation. And her
Yeah, I'm
day,
looking
I mean,
forward to it.
her
She's
day
great.
job is a therapist.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that.
And she also went with the loss of her husband, Jeff, a few years ago. So that's going to be a great conversation. And finding her way back to music was an important step in her grief process.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm
very
looking forward
cool.
to that, really.
And then what else is on the horizon? So you've got Flock tonight.
Yeah.
That's on Sutherland Ave. Everybody get down there. It's going to be an EP release show. You and the band are going to be performing. You've got some special guests as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be so fun.
And then,
Can't
do you have merch?
I do have shirts now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do they look like?
I'll show you, actually.
I like this shirt. I like this sweater that you've got
Thanks. Yeah, I've had this it's the Make Music Knoxville sweatshirt. Yeah, I've had this for a while. You know about that, right? Make Music Knoxville? It's like, actually Nick Horner brought, I think it's like a national thing, but he brought like a chapter to Knoxville.
Oh, that's right.
It's a bunch of events just getting artists to.
He was talking about that.
Yeah, to play
Okay.
music like with each other and like different setups than they would normally.
And Horner Family Music.
Nick Horner Family. Yeah. That's his like kind of collective of artists, which I'm one of the artists in that collective. Let's see. Owen modeled the shirt for me yesterday. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you to Canva for helping me design that.
That's awesome. I definitely want
Shout out
one.
to Canva. You got it.
Okay.
You got one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there tonight. We've got just a few minutes. So we've got just about 10 minutes and then we'll put it to music and get out of here. Sarah, our ever multifaceted DJ with New Revolutions, is coming up from noon to 2 p.m. But so what's next?
Yeah. So actually tomorrow morning, I'm going to record some more songs. So EP release show tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to record at, it's actually at a local church. They have a really nice piano and like good acoustics. So I'm going to record some just piano vocal songs. Now I'm giving away my whole release thing, but I'm going to record some things and hopefully do a cool little project in between this EP and a longer album.
Do you think you could make a video?
I'm thinking about it. I think I can.
So is it November 7th? I keep messing up the date, or is it November 5th? We're doing here at Radio KCM on the TV side of things. We're doing a 24-hour live broadcast.
Oh.
And folks from the community are coming in to just do all manner of things. I think there's maybe like a yoga. There's going to be like a yoga class and
fun.
some other
Yeah.
sorts of presentations. We've got a couple artists that are going to perform live. I've
Yeah.
been talking to the Pat Beasley Band
Nice.
about coming in and singing some of their new songs. It would be awesome if you wanted to. But what I wanted to get together, a late night set, like 2 hours of music videos by local artists and do it like old school
Yeah.
MTV style
fun.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just all videos from local artists.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome.
I'll
It'd
see
be
what I can
awesome
do
if you
about
could-
that. Yeah. It's
I
a
mean,
cool,
Travis,
yeah.
just get with Travis, right?
Yeah,
He
yes.
could totally.
He's going to be recording like the.
Oh, well,
yeah,
sure.
he's going to set up the
Okay.
mics and do but I know a video guy. Maybe I'll make that work out.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe
That'd
you
be
can do it
awesome.
too. Yeah,
That'd be
nice.
great. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then what else is on your plate?
So actually, I'll be performing at Dollywood this winter.
Okay.
in one of the shows there in Christmas in the Smokies.
Neat.
I'm so excited. Dollywood is such a fun place for musicians because you're just around people who are like just like you. They want to play music all the time, you know,
Yeah.
and they are doing it. You know, there's guys who've been there for like 30 years. In this job. So I'm so excited, so grateful to them. So I'm playing piano in Christmas in the Smokies.
Okay.
So if you're at Dollywood, come and see me. I'll be in the pit in front of the stage.
We will
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
to. We will make sure to. I'll keep up with it. Maggie Tharp music.
Yes, Maggie Tharp music.
Everywhere. That's
Yeah, I mostly just have-
MaggietHarp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Music. I mostly just have Instagram because I can't keep on top of multiple social media accounts.
And that's
It's just too
okay. And
much.
that is
Yeah.
totally okay.
Yeah.
I think that is okay too. Coming from both of us coming from industries. I mean, you did marketing, property management. I mean, we had a list of you need X number of Instagram posts per day. You need X number of,
Yeah.
whatever. And I mean, engagement to the point where I thought after I left there, if I never post
Oh my gosh.
anything
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
on social media, I'll be fine. I will
Yeah.
totally be fine.
When it's your job,
and I
yes.
did take a long break, and I took a break too, just because of everything that was going on with my grandmother's estate or whatever,
Yeah.
and I didn't want anything out there serving as ammunition. Or potential
Right.
ammunition.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it gets ugly.
I'm sure. Yeah. I can imagine.
Anytime you have to get multiple lawyers involved or whatever, just
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Wow. Sounds so
yeah.
tough.
It's real. The struggle's real. But anyhow, so I'm getting back into it by uploading my podcasts and trying to make a habit out of it, and positive habits, doing my to-do list, showing up
Yeah.
for myself.
Consistency is like a big thing with it from what I hear. Yeah.
Yes.
I still feel like I haven't figured out reels. Like I'm like aging myself. But
I haven't either.
just
Well,
don't
and that's right.
know.
And Jocelyn, she is so good at reels, and she puts up because she skateboards too.
Oh, okay.
And so she's like the skateboarding realtor in our area or whatever. And so she'll show herself at an open house, and then cut to she's doing some sort of kickflip or something on her skateboard or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm going to do it. So this week I've been making videos of myself or setting the phone over there while I'm preparing somebody's food or,
Good.
whatever.
I'm glad you're doing it.
gardening
Okay,
or
I'm gonna
whatever.
watch. That'll be my inspiration for trying to do more reels. I just like. I'm a millennial. Like it's awkward to me to like talk to a camera like that. I always do the pause. I do that. So hi guys, or like, or, hey y'all. Just wanted to hop on here first. It's like I just turn into a different person when I'm like looking. It's hard to like be yourself.
Yes.
On those.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're doing it. I'll keep an eye out for your reels.
We'll help
Yeah.
each other out with that.
I think this guy was a realtor. Do you remember this one viral video where it was like my Gen Z assistant edited this video for me, and it was just all of the pauses just edited together.
No.
So he was just like, and he was just like doing the pauses, and the Gen Z video guy had edited all the pauses together.
That's hilarious.
And so it was just him like starting a bunch of videos. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. It's hilarious. But what's funny is like I play at Dreamore, the hotel, like just piano. I play my songs and covers and stuff. And that guy was there, like the guy in the video.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He was like staying at Dreamore, and he like followed me afterwards, and he sent me a message, and he was like, "You were so good. We were just loving it." And I looked at his profile and I was like, "Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, that's
You're
the
the
guy.
viral Gen Z millennial pause guy." And like, it was just such a random like connection of all people to be at Dreamore on that day. But
How often do you
hilarious.
play there?
I play like 1 to 3 weekends a month, just depending
Okay.
on the schedule. Yeah. I
Neat.
love it there. It's just so much fun. It's been a real like learning experience, learning how to like talk to a crowd, like draw people in.
Yes.
It's been really fun.
It's good practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's good practice. You've got a full life.
I've got a good life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And super support. Owen's super supportive.
Love. Yeah. He really is. I mean, he's just wonderful. He's my soulmate, and I love him. I love the friends that I have here in Knoxville, my family, Owen's family. I'm very grateful for all the wonderful people in my life.
That is awesome. Maggie Tharp, everybody, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for
I
having
appreciate
me. Let's
you.
do this like literally anytime.
Okay. Well, so you said you'll join the podcast once a month.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Let's
I
talk about
am so excited.
music and feelings, and
We can talk about anything and everything.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Well, that wraps up Tea Time with J and J today. And like I said, New Revolutions is on the other side. We're going to take it out with Highway Love. Did we play Highway Love?
I think we did, but
Let's take
We
it.
played it first. So,
We played it first,
yeah.
and we're going to play it last.
Yeah.
Because it's a good one. I can't decide which one's my favorite, but I really like Highway Love. All right. Love, peas, and chicken grease, Knoxville. Thanks so much for tuning in to Tea Time with J&J.
Well, I woke up early, took the 23 to 74 to 40. Headed westward bound for Tennessee and my baby. I feel lucky as a summer's day and twice as free. 'Cause I know that I'm headed to someone and someone's waiting on me. Highway love, I've been driving all night long. I see omens in road signs that say to keep moving along. Highway love, every side road leads to something new. And I drive so fast and reckless if it'll get me back home to you. Well, I drove the gas tank empty. Oh, I know that drives you crazy. But the woman at the counter just smiled and said, "This one's on me." Oh, some Johnny on the radio, playing and singing the songs she wrote. I know that it's alright, 'cause I'm gonna be home with you tonight. Know that you hold me tight. Highway love, I've been driving all night long. I see omens in road signs that say to keep moving along. Highway love, every side road leads to something new. And I drive so fast and reckless if it'll get me back home to you. Years later, we're still running free. My love in the driver's seat next to me.